Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be your service technician for this series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to load your ink and labels. You're going to start by opening your printer. So now that you have your printer open, I'm going to go over all the moving parts to the printer. So first is going to be your label holder. This moves. You want to pull this all the way out. This is your guider. This moves as well. Tension bar, ink holder, ink take-up core. Just as a tip, do not touch this pressure sensor gauge until you hit driver settings. So first, you're going to take your labels, put them on accordingly. Go ahead and slide that guider up. So now we're going to feed your labels and your ink through. Two most important parts of this are going to be your label sensor and ink sensor. So your label sensor will be this green knob that you move back and forth, and your ink sensor does not move. So first we're going to take your labels, go over this guide rail, underneath the tension bar, through underneath your print head. Make sure it goes underneath this black sensor, and that sensor is in the middle of your labels. Underneath the clear guide, and go ahead and scoot that green guide over so your labels are snug, so your variable print does not move. Make sure this sensor is in the middle of your labels with the green knob on the bottom. And your labels are loaded. Push. Now we're going to load your ink. Go ahead and unstick this from the blue backing. We're going to go ahead and load this onto the ink. Make sure that it goes through your ink sensor ribbon so your printer knows when you are out of ink. Go ahead and attach this to the ink take-up core. Turn it reverse clockwise until you get about 1/8 of an inch of black ink showing. Go ahead and close your print head, and you're ready to calibrate. Now you've successfully loaded your ink and labels into your new printer. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be your service technician for this series. Today we're going to be going over how to calibrate your printer. First, you take a look at your menu. So you're at the main screen now. There's a calibration button with a target on it. Go ahead and click that. Now these are your 3 separate types of labels. Gap is the most generic. Black mark, you'll notice a black mark on the back side of the liner of the label. And continuous is more of just a vinyl label. So one continuous non-stop roll. So these labels we have in are going to be gap. So you go ahead and click gap, and it should shoot out about 3 to 4 labels. And you know it's calibrated properly when you have about 1/16 of a label, the next label sticking out. Thanks for following along. You successfully calibrated your new printer. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be your service technician for this series. Today we're going to be going over your printer configuration settings. First, you're going to take a look at your menu screen. So we're at the home screen. So you successfully calibrated your printer, and now we want to make sure that the ink is compatible with our labels. So we'll go to Menu, Diagnostic, Print Config. Now I only recommend doing this if you're okay with wasting 2 to 5 labels, because it will print on your labels. If you followed along, you've successfully configured your printer. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be your service technician for this series. Today I'm going to be showing you how to properly unload your printer. First, you're going to start with opening your printer. So now that your printer is open, I'm going to show you how to properly unload your printer. First, go ahead and release your print head. Re-roll your labels. Pull the glider. Make sure it's not sticking up. Pull them out. Slide it back in. So now I'm going to show you how to take off your ink. Go ahead and take your pair of scissors. Go ahead and cut the ink. Push, slide, and pull. And you're ready for new labels. If you followed the steps accordingly, you successfully unloaded your printer. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be your service technician for this series. Today I'm going to be showing you proper printer maintenance. First, you're going to start with opening your printer. 4 things needed for printer maintenance: microfiber towel, compressed air, isopropyl alcohol, and a small screwdriver. First, I'm going to take your compressed air, spray every part of the printer so there's no paper particles left. Next, take your isopropyl alcohol, dab it onto the microfiber towel. So we're going to wipe this bluish green bar. This is your print head. Couple swipes. Let it dry for 30 seconds, and you're ready to print. To change the print head on your printer, start by taking your screwdriver, going into this oval, and going from left to right. Your print head should pop out. Start by taking out the white and then the black connectors. Now take your new print head and start by connecting the black first and then the white. Make sure that this pin goes into the top and it should pop in. You have successfully changed your print head. Next, we're going to be doing a dot test. A dot test tests each dot on your print head. You have about 2,400 dots on a 600 DPI printer. Start by going to a menu screen and hitting Diagnostic, Print Head. Next will be a loading screen. It'll take about 10 minutes to complete. So when your print head test completes, you should have these two signatures. Temperature, bad dots. You should have 0 bad dots. If you have anything more than 10 bad dots, you have a bad print head. If you followed this segment, you now know proper printer maintenance.